Hello, everyone. My guest today is making his first appearance on the show. He'll be fighting Saturday, March 3rd at UFC 222. He's the UFC bantamweight Cody the Spartan Stamann. Cody, what's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
Good, man. How are you?
Not too bad. So, just finished up a long day of training, or what?
Yeah. It's like my last real hard day. Um, I'm super excited right now because I feel like I survived another fight camp. You know what I mean? Today was my last day, really going hard, really going live. So yeah, now it's just pretty much drilling and chilling, making weight, and going to beat Bryan Caraway up March 3rd.
There you go. Is this your favorite part of the camp, just the closing parts?
Yeah, definitely. Actually, after I make weight, it's usually my absolute favorite part, just because I can eat again. But definitely today is definitely a day where I look forward to it in camp. Being that so many things can happen, so many injuries, so many this and that, so many things that could potentially happen to take you out of the fight. That last really hard day. It's always something I really look forward to because you never know what's going to happen. It's such a volatile sport. You don't know. You could just be training and someone could run into your leg and blow your knee apart. I mean, there's so many different ways to get bumped out of a fight. Unfortunately for me, I've been pretty consistent in staying healthy in all my training camps.
Yeah, so it's a success just to get to the fight alone in itself.
Yeah. I mean, if you're doing it right, you're pushing yourself and you're going hard. It is hard to get to payday. You know what I mean? And
Mm.
that's a big part of this game.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Have you had any troubles with that? Is that something you've struggled with over your career, or have you been able to stay pretty healthy throughout?
So yeah, I mean, as far as fight camps go, yeah, I've never had to pull out of a fight, at least not that I can remember. There's been a few nagging injuries that I've had leading up to fights, just like anybody would. But all my injuries in MMA have come either in fights or directly after a fight. I'll start training again and tweak something. Um, but it's like I said, it's a crazy sport. You can't expect to get in a cage fight and not have any injuries at the end of the game. It's just about how well you take care of your body and how well you rehab stuff. And I feel like I do everything right, so I'll be all right.
There you go. There you go. So I'm curious, man, how did you end up with the nickname the Spartan?
The Spartans. So I grew up in Sparta, Michigan. Growing up, we were the Spartans. So
Makes
if there was
sense.
a name, yeah, if there was a name that I could have gotten, you know what I mean. My mom actually is the one that said I should be the Spartan because I'm from Sparta. Um, but as far as cool fight names go, I think that's got to be the coolest. I've always been a big fan of Greek mythology, so it worked out.
Plus, it's hitting close to home, so that's got a little extra meaning behind it for you, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you're from Detroit, Michigan, right? Is that correct? Born and raised
No,
there?
I'm from Sparta, Michigan,
Oh,
but
okay.
which is the other side of Michigan. But I live in Metro Detroit
Ah,
and
gotcha.
train in actually Dearborn, Michigan, which is just outside Detroit.
So you're not a Red Wings fan, are you, by chance?
Oh yeah, love the
Oh
Wings.
no. Oh
Oh
no. I'm
yeah.
from Denver, so I'm an Avs fan, so
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not a too
die hard or anything.
yeah. Hockey's not really my thing. I'm a fighter. I like to watch fighting.
Are you a sports fan or just a kind of an MMA or a fighting guy?
I used to. I grew up. I played football, basketball, baseball. I've done every sport there is, and I used to watch it pretty consistently. But since I started MMA, the only sport that's interests me are MMA, boxing, and wrestling. Those are the only sports I care to watch live. Football, I couldn't even tell you, who won the Super Bowl. I don't even care anymore. I just like fighting.
Right. That's awesome, man. Well, back to fighting. You fought on UFC 213, then UFC 216. Now here you are at UFC 222. What's it like for you to be on these big cards? Do you enjoy that?
Yeah, I do. I like the pay-per-view cards. Just because I feel like there's a lot more that leads up to the fight. I've talked to guys. I've never been on a fight night card, so I don't know what the difference is. I've heard it's pretty chaotic. I really like fighting in Vegas. All three of these fights have been in Vegas. I'm familiar with Vegas. I lived in Vegas for a while, so I know my way around. So it's kind of like I'm just going I already know the routine. I know what I do when I get off the plane. I know that I'm going to train at the Performance Institute. I know where I'm going to cut weight. You know what I mean? Like, I already know there's no like unknowns going into the fight, which is actually a pain in the butt. People don't really think about like, where are you going to eat, where are you going to get your food. I go to Vegas and everything's familiar, so I don't really have to worry about any of that stuff. And it's really nice.
Yeah, that is nice. That is nice. Well, here you are with your first top 10 opponent in Bryan Caraway. How do you like this matchup?
This is a guy that I've been asking for a long time. Even maybe before I was in the UFC, I used to watch him fight and be like, I can beat that guy. Just because stylistically, what he does and what I do are pretty similar, actually. The only difference being, I think I have a lot more weapons than him, especially on our feet. He might be a little bit more dangerous on the ground, but that's an area that the fight starts on your feet. If I control the takedown, which I will. On our feet, I think he's a dead man walking. He gets in front of me, I'm going to beat the shit out of him. He's not going to be able to stop, what I'm going to bring to him. And then he can't take me down. I just don't see him taking me down. I don't think he has that great of an open mat shot. He takes guys down mostly off the wall, and that's somewhere that, I don't get taken down from. So stylistically, I think this is a great matchup for me. And, being the momentum that I have moving forward and the fact that he hasn't fought in a long time, I feel like a lot of things are lining up for me right now.
I was just going to ask you, he's been out of the cage since 2016. Does it give you a little extra confidence knowing that he might be walking in there with a little bit of ring rust?
Oh, he's definitely going to have a lot of ring rust. But no, I haven't really thought about that. The biggest thing is that, and everyone keeps asking this, do you think Bryan's going to get hurt? You think Bryan's going to get hurt? And I said no, because I'm praying for him every day. I think he's going to be okay. I'm just praying that he makes it to the cage and gives me the opportunity to put myself in the top 10. And I think he will. I feel like he's pulled out of enough fights. He can't pull out of any more before they eventually have to cut him. So I think he's going to show up. He'll be there, and I'll be there to whoop him.
Awesome. So where does a big win like this put you in the division? He's obviously ranked, so you're 2-0. Where would that win put you?
I think it for sure put me in the top 10. I mean, hopefully it put me at number 7 where he's ranked. I feel like that would be the most fair place. And then after him, I'd like to fight a guy that's ranked higher than me. And I don't really have any particular names right now, just anything. I want to continue to climb the ladder. That's kind of what I've always had, in mind for myself as an athlete, is just to continue to climb. That's always the goal. It's just always, to work to improve and to get higher in the rankings until, eventually, I'm the best.
Of course. So where do you see yourself at the end of 2018?
I think I was actually asked this question earlier today. I think by the end of 2018, I think I'll be a contender. I'll be one of the guys that people see that could potentially be the next champ. I don't know as slow as what the 135-pound division is. Last year there was like one fight for the title, 1 or 2 fights. So I don't know if there would be a title fight in 2018 for me, but there definitely I'm going to be in that conversation by the end of 2018.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, what are some of your interests outside of fighting then? I'm curious. I see you're on Instagram posting stuff like you're outdoors a lot. It seems like you enjoy the outdoors. What else are you interested in?
Yeah, so I like to hunt and fish. So I'm like a country boy. I really don't do much. A lot of my life revolves around MMA. I hunt and I fish. I hang out with friends, family, just like anybody else. But most people look to kind of get away from their job at the end of the day. I sit down and watch fights when I'm done training. Like I love this game. I love the sport. It really consumes my mind. The things I do outside of fighting are just basically to kind of like give my mind a break, from thinking about this all the time. But I feel like if you want to really be great at anything, you kind of got to dedicate your life to it, and I have. So.
There you go. I agree. How has your lifestyle as a fighter kind of changed your personal life?
Well, it changes personal life a lot. I mean, you got to get used to, some of my best friends. I have a lot of friends that I grew up with that, will be friends until the day I die. But the people that you see consistently every day are the guys you train with, so you build like a relationship with those guys. So I think the dynamic of my personal life, changed a lot. The guys that I train with, are some of my closest friends because we see each other every day. We train every day together. So, my personal life, and my gym life are kind of evolved into one. So it's kind of like a little fight family we got going on.
Yeah, there you go. So I saw on Instagram you had a picture. It's maybe from a month or so back, but it was a picture of it looked like a young man in a hospital bed with your fight jersey on. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
So someone asked me to come see this kid who has been suffering, and it's like a 30 letter disease, but he's been suffering most of his whole life, and it's basically a friend of a friend, someone I know back home. I was visiting family, and they asked if I'd come out and see him. I said, well, of course, and I gave him the jersey that I got my last fight. As far as I've worked my whole life to get that jersey, but giving it to that kid, seeing how happy he was to have that, I think it was, I'd give everything away, just for that feeling. It was pretty cool. It's cool to be able to, it's one of the perks of this job is to be able to, impact someone in a positive way. And I feel like if you're not doing that, you're kind of, you're missing a big piece of it.
Wow. That's inspiring, man. So do you like to give back to the community a lot? Is that something you're able to do a lot?
Yeah, absolutely. Giving back is definitely something that I've always hoped I'd be able to do. It's, because it's like a platform to do that. My parents were foster parents, so they took care of a lot of kids. So they kind of instilled, that quality in me, that giving back quality. And, now that I'm in a position to where, I can give back and I can make a difference. What little I can do now, I hope continues to grow, and I hope that I continue, to do more, because I feel like, as an athlete, like young kids and, people with disabilities, they look up to you. And, if you're not trying to make someone's life better, from the platform that you're standing on, I feel like you're really kind of wasting your ability. You know what I mean? Because a lot of what makes you successful is how you impact the people around you, and I feel like it's just it's a big part of this whole the grand scheme of things.
Who were some of your role models or heroes growing up as a kid?
I would definitely say my parents. My parents are both, very, grew up very poor. They kind of wouldn't say a rags to riches story, but definitely have bettered their positions in life greatly. Just from hard work, and they've always wanted to have a family, always wanted to have foster kids. My dad was actually a foster kid, and then now they take care of foster kids, and they've impacted a lot of people's lives, and they've done it just based on, just a strong work ethic. They're two of the hardest working people I know. Like, these are people that can't sit down, and they instilled that in me. So I'm super thankful to have parents that were hardworking and instilled quality time into me, and make sure that I was growing to be a decent dude.
Man, that's phenomenal. So do they enjoy watching your fight career?
Yes, they do. They the same things that used to get me in trouble, and I'm getting paid to do now. That's what I always tell my mom. But my mom kind of, she's not the kind of woman that would shy away from fighting. I've got all my I'm the oldest of four, and all my younger siblings are a lot smarter, and they're real smart, real good kids. And that was just the path. That was my little brother. He's actually sitting across from me.
Okay.
He's sitting here with his shirt off. He's eating pizza while I'm starving here.
What a guy.
So I'm the oldest of four, and these guys, they're real smart. They're good athletes too, but I kind of took a different path, and my mom, being the woman she is, she embraced the whole thing. I didn't most people would say their mom would probably be the person that would try to talk them out of fighting, but my mom knew. She knew that I cared about it a lot, and that if I dedicated myself, that I could make something happen. So she's probably the biggest supporter, throughout my MMA career.
Wow, that's amazing. So where are you sitting right now? Where are you at right now?
I'm sitting in my living room.
Where is your living room? I mean, is that your house? Who do you live with?
It's my house.
Okay, I got you. So your brother's just hanging out with you for a little bit.
Yeah, just hanging out.
Got you. Does he train or play any sports or anything like that?
No, he wrestled a little bit at Michigan State. That's kind of where it all started for us, is wrestling. Right. But no, he doesn't do MMA. He's a corporate man. He doesn't like cutting weight. I don't blame him.
Right.
Tough gig.
Exactly. Well, it's been amazing to talk to you, Cody. I appreciate you giving us some of your time, man. Getting to know you has been awesome. Before I let you go, I'm curious, what have you been listening to as far as jams on the way to the gym or while you're getting your workout in?
So my two stations that I listen to all the time are Aaron Lewis Radio and Leonard Skinner Radio on Pandora. I have all the songs that I really, really like selected. I listen to older classic rock or older country music, not like the hip hop country that people listen to now, but like older country music.
I don't think that's country music.
No,
new
it's
stuff.
not. It's not.
Aaron Lewis, though, country boy. That's country music.
He's pretty good. Yeah, as far as Chris Stapleton's another one that's newer that's good, but they play like a lot of Johnny Cash and stuff like that. Yeah. I listen to like mellow stuff, on the way to the gym. I don't need to get amped up before I'm getting amped up.
Right, exactly. All right, so we share a little bit of a liking of the same music. Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Yeah, well, they don't make it like they used to.
Do what?
They don't make it like they used to.
No, they don't. That's for sure, man. Well, Cody, I appreciate your time again, man. Thank you for stopping by. Guys, be sure to tune in March 3rd, UFC 222. It's going to be Bryan Caraway and our man Cody Stamann live on UFC Fight Pass. Don't miss it.